Okay, so of course we're just being plagued with issues. Welcome back to the bench. Quick video, hopefully. I had a project that I was doing for someone else, where they needed a micro ATX power supply replaced in a thing called a Mega Touch, which sits on a bar and extorts money out of patrons. Pretty cool thing. But the micro ATX board that the PSU that you see in front down here, this is the replacement. This is what's left of the original. This is one of those things. They're so cheap that trying to repair it is just, in my opinion, it's just not worth the time or the effort. There's some good components on there that I can scrap out, but at this point, there's enough to be replaced and enough to dig around in. For the price of 35, 40 bucks, you can get a brand new one. But the issue is that this came with a 24-pin Molinex connector, and we needed a 20-pin. So that is the one that's on here now. This is the original that came off of that one, and that becomes one of those things where it's a pain to take these things off. If you have the right tool, it's not hard, but I don't do it often enough to where I've remembered to actually buy that tool. So this is the way that I normally do it. You can use a staple, or you can use any kind of a thin piece of metal that will remain rigid. But I find these little brad nails, using a nail gun, work pretty well. So this one in particular is in a set of cheap Harbor Freight vice grips. Really stuck in there good, clamped down hard. And I've taken a file and just kind of flattened it so that it will fit snugly between our connector and our the wall of our connector and the metal pin set that's right here. So basically there's a barb on each side of these, and what we're going to do is we're going to slide this in on the side, and we're just going to kind of push and force this all the way in. Now I know that when I push this in, it's going to stop right about at the right spot, and then I can go ahead and give it a little wiggle, pull back, do the same thing on the other side. Not an easy task with the camera right there. I'll go ahead and do the same thing, just push it all the way in, and that's just bending these little barbs. And once those barbs are bent back, should be able to slide this sucker right out. Remember when I said quick video? It's because this is going to make a liar out of me. I breezed through all 20 of these pins and 24 on the other set, no issues, and this is the second time I've tried to shoot this. Let's do this again. All the way in and all the way. Oh, I gotta get started first. Maybe that's what happened. We're just on the side there. And give it a little wiggle. And there it goes. He says as he knows it didn't just go. Ah, there it went. So, now that it's out, we might be able to see. Let me grab my little hook here. Our little barbs are on each side. Again, contact shellac to my eyeball and looking around the camera. So if I just get my hook underneath there and I just kind of bend that little tab up, hopefully you can see it better than I can. You don't have to go too crazy with it. Doesn't have to go too far. A little bit more. There we go. That's plenty. So you should be able to maybe see kind of right behind here. But, those little barbs are back out. So now we're going to just put this one right back in where it came from, which is this hole right here, and kind of see which way the wires are oriented. You want to make sure it goes straight in the same way it came out. Definitely don't want to put it in sideways. And then once you get it lined up there, you just give it a push, and it should kind of click back into place, and then you can give it a good solid tug and she go nowhere. That's the way it's supposed to work. And of course we've got our other wires shrink wrapped and zip tied out of the way. Those are the 3, 5, and negative 12, positive 12 volt rails. And that's it. She's done. So like I said, 40 bucks. Honestly, once you build a little tool that goes in there and removes those barbs or bends them back so you can pull these out, it takes a couple of them. You know, every time I do it, I forget how. It takes 1 or 2 pins and then boom, boom, boom. It probably took about, I don't know, 15 minutes to take one off and put one on. Maybe 20, because my eyes are shellacky and I need to clean my contacts. Other than that, that's it. Not a whole lot to it. I hope that you find that useful. I know the first time I tried to do it was a long time ago, and it didn't work out well. I think I remember having to replace something, or seems like I had to do a whole lot of soldering if I remember correctly. But just one of those things where once you do it once, you don't forget. So, okay, until the next video, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and please don't mimic the monkey.